Hello all, this is Gamer1745 here with my second live stream to YouTube. This is still for me very much of an experiment to see how things are working with YouTube. So yeah, any feedback is nice, even on a later replay of the video to see how it is going, and you may want to ring the bell on the channel to know when I'm going live, if that's a thing you want to join. At least when I'm over on Twitch, we seem to have a fair number of people and have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, let's sort of get warmed up here a bit. I am starting at sort of a bad time, I know, and whatnot, so I don't know how many of the usual people might be showing up, but give them some time. Later on in the stream we'll play some strategic commands, let me say that properly, and quite possibly Hearts of Iron, and maybe even some other things. So feedback on audio levels, feedback on quality of the stream, I don't know, whatever you may or what you like or don't like about it. And both are, I mean, hey, I love when I get like positive feedback that says, hey, love what you're doing, kind of thing. That's good, but what is it that you love about it? So I know to emphasize that. And what you don't like about it, that's also helpful, because I can learn what is. I think I know sort of where I want to go. I really love this if this would just stay World War II tanks. And yes, I know there's sort of ways to do that. Panthers seem to back up very slowly, but seem to be able to do a fair amount of damage. Just a second here. Copy. Paste and go. There we go. Doesn't seem to be working. Why isn't it working? That could be an element here. No, I don't want to do this. I want to go here. Paste and go. Oh, maybe it is. No. No, I don't want to be in Google. No, I don't want to do Google search. Paste and go. No, that is not right here. No, okay, no, that's the wrong thing here. No, it's working, I think. Dream Health, sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm not playing right now. Okay, just sort of want to see what viewers might be seeing here. Still trying to learn this kind of stuff. Okay, that's server, that's right. Yeah, okay. Ah, here we are. That's what I'm looking for. Copy. I want to get a view of how everybody else will be seeing this as well. Okay. That's interesting. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I want to see. Okay. Like I say, I'm still learning how YouTube works with all this because I've been Twitch streaming. Okay. Yeah, I died because I wasn't paying attention. Okay. And I think we'll go with white winter camouflage. Yeah, I died. Okay. Oh, we need to turn the audio off so it's not low. That isn't echoing back through the system. Yes, and things like that. Audio echoing or some such thing. Hey, JP. No problem, JP. Just nice that you come by and say hi. Trying to get the YouTube streaming thing working well and right. Ah, okay. Get out of your coverage area. Oh, hit his gun. Now he's going to turn it towards me. Oops, somebody else got him. Okay. Oh, tiger over there. Get a turn. Ah, bad hit. Bad hit. That'd be better if I could hit that. Somebody's going to shoot me in the other flank. Okay, he got me. Go with this Panther in winter camo. But at least I know that the announcement feature is working on YouTube so people know I'm on live. Yeah, come out and say hi. Let me shoot you in this flank. That was a flank hit. Is that why you're backing? Oh, good. Knocked out. And mission accomplished. Hey, Darkstar. Good to see you. we're starting with some War Thunder, as you can sort of see. Then we're gonna, I think, play some Strategic Command, and then maybe Hearts of Iron or something else after that, just to give you a heads up of where this stream is going to be heading. Okay, so I think I like this spot over here. You'll be waiting for Hoi 3. Okay, no problem. I wasn't sure because I have 2 more episodes of Hoi 3 that have not been released yet. I was a little unsure about how much I should jump ahead live streaming versus what I've shown already. I know they're battling in the middle of the city, but I don't like doing that too much. So what I'm hoping to do is come over here, run into the rocks. No, that wasn't the plan, but that works nonetheless. Come over here and try to hit some of the flanking elements of their in the flank. Their flanking elements in the flank if they come out over here. At least that's my hope, to find targets. Ah, well, or we can get the guy behind me who's about ready to shoot me in the butt. Oh, thank you, Nashorn. Good job. Yes, that very well can, and we can get off topic. What I often do when with the Twitch chats live streams is not record for YouTube, or not for the normal episodes, talking about other things. So sometimes we get very much off topic, and I try to keep that from getting too much into our sort of prepared programs, if you will, and try to do it in sort of in between episodes. I'm trying to hit that King Tiger's turret out there, just in the flank, and it's pointing right at me and kills me. That looked like I hit it too. But also what's fun is sometimes, particularly Tippett and I, but sometimes a few other people will get on and say play War Thunder together as a group for you, and that can be very fun. Okay, we want to go to standard. There's that little BMW motorcycle there. Yeah, no, I don't want to run into you. Is that another one? Maybe. Or Zedputs or whatever. Okay, well, that last plan was a little too maybe far out on the flank. I mean, we got to get killed by King Tiger 2 out there, but that's redundant. King Tiger or Tiger 2. Or as the British called it, the Royal Tiger. Oh, did the Germans actually call it the König Tiger? Maybe. Again, I still don't really like going in the middle of the cities. So we're going to try to move up, like see where the blue dots are, so where we sort of have some level of control might be an overstatement, maybe observation. That's some idea, and of course they've all now died. So do they know I'm here? Doesn't look like this guy does, coming around this way. But maybe he does. Oh, well, somebody knows I'm here. They're dropping artillery on me. So let's get out of the artillery field. There's the Panther D there. Does he know I'm here yet? Yep. Right up under through his lower hull. Come on. Oh, and he gets to kill me. Yay. Well. Good shot. Right through my machine gun. Weak spot there. Otherwise, I'm not too sure that he would have been able to do that. See if we can avoid the BMWs there. Drive around. Oh well, we hit it. And an aircraft destroyed. Credit. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. And for those of you who recently joined, we're sort of starting out with some War Thunder, then planning on doing some Strategic Command. I'm planning on restarting that series. And then maybe some Hearts of Iron 3 and other things a bit later. Just because I see a few more people watching, it seems like. So you know what's planned. Plans are subject to change with input from viewers. We've already got Dark Stars vote for more and sooner 43. Okay, is there anybody out there across the desert? Shoot at. Oh, there we are. Well, they're already wanting to shoot at us. We're not going to stand out there and just be a target for everybody. Fun idea, but yeah. Let's do a little fire move. Okay. You can see where that one guy is there. He's going to try to artillery fire us. Let's see where somebody is. Okay. Hey, there's somebody over here shooting at you. Either move or turn and shoot. One of the. Oh, there we are. Ooh, we damaged his barrel. Yes, yes, we're being machine gunned by an aircraft and rammed into it. Oh, there we are. He's gonna shoot me if he can't. There we go. He didn't. Because he has like a 30-second reload on that gun. At least that's one of the things I've seen. Okay. And the JS2 got me. Yay! Killed by a JS2. Isn't that special? Oh, but he got it. Revenge is sweet. Revenge is sweet. I know I didn't get the revenge, but somebody did on him. So we'll go back in. At least one more mission. Ah, same map, different conditions. Now we have 3 capture points. I like this better instead of everybody trying to, you know, jam around one. Okay, we're gonna, yeah, I guess start with that. Tank, no, we're gonna start with the Panther D. No, Panther A. Panther A. And still grinding that one up. And I want to start again over on this side. Go. Race towards it. Bit of a slow race. Panzer tractor. There's somebody there already. Can we get over this? Can we get over this? Can we get over this? Yes, before we're killed? No, maybe not. I don't know. Okay. We definitely didn't take the fastest path there. Let's see. Let's go support our friend up there. About ready to capture it. But he's going to be hit by several enemy vehicles very soon. Oh good, we should have made in on that element of the capture too. Pre-war German, yeah, that was like the Gross tractor, or you know, big tractor or whatever. They were doing several of that kind of stuff before the war, trying to develop their theory and doctrines because they weren't allowed to have tanks. The Treaty of Versailles. Okay, well, he came up there and got killed. He's getting machine gunned by somebody. Can we get in there and shoot him in the flank before? Oh, no, couldn't save him. Oh, somebody over there. Yep. There we go. This guy's turret moves much faster than the other Panther turret. There's a guy up there that I want to help out, but I don't know if he died or... here and see if we can shoot him. Oh, he's out. Far side of this. Okay, he's, in my opinion, being stupid. Yeah, I'm coming for him. Hopefully he won't be looking right at me. And he's already dead. Okay. But I kind of knew that would happen from here at some point. Oh, got a kill assist off of that. Aircraft have become very deadly against armored targets that don't have an armored roof. Ooh, good shot, guys. Good shot. Took me right out. Took me right out as I came down. I was hoping you weren't pointing your gun right in my direction and I was gonna be able to nail you, but no, guess not. Trying out this guy. He's got a really good, better than the other version, ammo choice. But he has that flat frontal piece there right in the middle that is much easier to penetrate. So for some benefits it has some negatives, this vehicle, compared to the other, the Panzer IV. And for those of you who don't know, this was made by Alket. That's why it's the A model. The other one's made by Vomag. That's why that's the V model. And in the competition for getting to make this tank, the Vomag won out. So they were going to make the Vomag and not the Alket. But the war being the war, they needed more of them. So ended up, Alket did end up making some of these. Fair number too, you know, low hundreds, but. And yes, you hit my engine. Let's see, can my crew enough that I'm not able to fire at you. And yes, you killed me. Let's go over to the Panther D. Yeah. Now we want to go to Unicolor because that'll be the tan. Now the Panther D came before the Panther A. The Panther D is the very first model. The one that had all the troubles at, you know, Curse, the battle, or the Operation Citadel battle. Now I've just simply ground this up first, so it has artillery and things we call in. But it also had a lot of other mechanical problems too. Well, we hit the top and put some splash right into your... Oh, didn't penetrate. Didn't penetrate. Okay, we're not going to keep standing out here and not penetrating, so we're going to move instead of stay there. Your crew will get somewhat back to health. Time. Over time. Okay, we have not a very good hit, and actually that was a good hit. So let's see about moving. You've hurt my turret. No, that's sort of why I like this vehicle. Who gets the fire first? He did. I'm on fire, but I want to put... No. Okay. Well, this isn't going to work out. Yeah, we're just being hit by everybody. There we go. That's at least penetrating him. And that penetrated us. Okay, we're going to return to hangar now. So you got to see me get beat up pretty badly there. They're giving me some sort of reward. Okay. Avenger, okay. Now what I'm going to do now, oh, and we also get more research points. What do I want to research more? Better ammo. Okay, your screen is going to go black here because we're going to switch games. So don't worry, not going anywhere. We're just converting over to Strategic Command World at War version. Or I should say Strategic Command World War II World at War, as opposed to War in Europe. Okay, single player. Now I need to shift this over to desktop. So you should be very soon seeing a new thing. Yeah, there we are. I see it coming up there. Okay, good. So we're going to play the campaign. Now I'm starting this over. I've learned a lot. Both, some of it's relearned, some of it's learned better. From playing the earlier War in Europe version, and you know, some of the mechanics, and some of it is just learned partially by tips from you viewers. I should be saying this when I'm recording the episode, so we'll go to that because I want to sort of... Okay, we're playing as the Axis. I like counters. Hold on just a second, people here. Let's see who's... just a second here. As you see, I'm typing... Join me live on YouTube. I am now. KB, a good friend. So, move this off over out of the way. Yeah, I like playing as with counters. I know some of you don't. And that's cool. Whatever works for you is what you should be doing. I'm going to let that end. Good to hear, Darkstar. And yeah, some people do take it as a snobbish thing, as, oh, real war gamers use counters. I just so naturally read these symbols that we see here, that because that's what I grew up with little cardboard counters on hexagon maps playing you know, Third Reich, Advanced Third Reich, different versions of the Third Reich game, or smaller scale war games too. So to me, it's just so natural to play this way. And when I'm playing something more like Panzer Corps or the earlier Panzer Generals, or some, you know, more tactical based game, then I'm much more with the idea of having a group of men or a, you know, a tank or something to represent the units. So, hey IKB, good to see you. Glad you can make it over here. Yes, and yeah, earlier Commodore, like 64. I never went with Commodore 64. I sort of migrated from Apple IIs, the original Apple IIs, and they had the Apple IIcs and whatnot, then over to more of the PC games. But yeah, the lower levels of graphics definitely in those days pushed you to it. So to me, it's a natural read. It's also that if we were looking sort of at a modern map, because they call these NATO counters and that, and we've had debates on Hearts of Iron 4 about them, that you definitely see in some of the Western countries, in America and Britain, using versions of these symbols World War I and before. And so over time they become more codified, and they're sort of, you know, the slash across it for cavalry was sort of common, and you know, an X across it for infantry was already common, and that. And so as time they get more and more codified as to what they mean. And obviously now with NATO, Germany mid-war comes up with a very different set of symbols, which I can vaguely read, but they're not natural to me. So yeah, so I like that better, and when I'm representing on this scale. So I hope you guys can read this. Number of X's is the real unit size here. 4 is army, 3 is corps, 2 is division, 1 is brigade. I don't know if this game really uses divisions. They sort of keep these panzer units unspecified as to whether they were supposed to represent a panzer division or a panzer corps, you know, a couple of panzer divisions or something. But that, so okay, so we're gonna start an episode now, or later YouTube showing. I'm probably going to the live stream. These take offline immediately once this is over, and maybe put it back up live as, you know, a big thing later on. Sort of kind of want those that aren't here live now to watch things like this episode we're going to make in the chunks as I release them. If somebody later, you know, a week or so later, if I release this out, which I probably will, wants to watch the full thing with all of the stuff going on in between, that's great too. I'm not trying to be exclusive, but I sort of want to make easily digestible program sizes. I've learned that that is important for most people, where this is cool that we're interacting. And so as I don't know if IKB, some of his thoughts that we may be discussing on trains, it's a little easier to talk verbally, but don't know if we can. And the topic is open if you do want to talk IKB on that during this. But so we're going to start the episode here. Okay. Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with a restart of Strategic Command World War II World at War. Of course, like I've said before, the World at War was a series, I think it was done in the 70s, maybe late 60s, narrated by Laurence Olivier um, on World War II. They very well may have been used, the World at War term may have been used before, but that is sort of its famous starting point. Yes, so, and as I was saying to the live audience, this is, just so you know, this is being recorded live on YouTube, so you very well may see some of the chat stuff showing up, and they're going to help me play if they have any suggestions. And you can ring that bell to get notifications when I go live so that you can join me sometime in the future. Okay, like I say, we've been playing this already for some time. Strategic Command. I've learned and relearned a bunch on the game as well, generally speaking on the mechanics for Strategic Command, as well as some very good tips from some of you viewers. So as not to leave anybody out, I'm not going to mention any names, but you know who you are, and of course you're immortalized on the comment sections below, that you've really sort of helped me out getting some tips on how to do this well. And the opening moves are, in my opinion, very critical in most of these games, because if you can sort of set the tone, you can move forward. Okay. Winning the war in China, we have invested a great deal of effort in our war in China, but a decisive victory still eludes us. Now, again, I'm going to comment on stuff about this, and I know I mentioned this before. The reason the decisive victory eluded the Japanese is they did not want a decisive victory. They had no plans or desires for decisive victory. They wanted a limited victory and to eat a bite of China off and take it over and have peace for, I don't know, 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, some amount of time to digest that bite and bring it into the Japanese operations, and then take another bite of China, and then take another bite of China, every few years. Chiang Kai-shek realized this, so he refused peace negotiations from Japan. So so Japan just never really had a real plan for a decisive victory over China, and then it realized that it's becoming a stranglehold because of their actions in China economically. Some people have said, oh no, it was economic warfare against Japan. Yeah, maybe in a way, but no nation is obligated to trade with any other nation, and the US and or Britain wasn't keeping other nations who wanted to trade with Japan from trading with Japan. Japan just had pissed off the Soviets so bad, the Soviets didn't want to trade with Japan because Japan was, kept invading Soviet territory to the north. And so Japan's just bad behavior, even with people, look, the Soviets traded heavily with the Nazis. We'll see that in this game. They would have been willing to trade with Japan, and that could be over the sea out of Europe up until the German attack there, and then after that across railways across Russia, and then limited, either overland into North or into Korea and Manchukuo kind of thing. So they could have been trading, but no, Japan had pissed them off too. So yeah, Japan's behavior got everybody upset. I mean, what is IKB saying? I've seen some of the World at War series. It is very dark, and rightfully so. Yes, it's very dark, very dramatic. It's a very good documentary. It is based upon what was generally commonly known at the time. Things like Ultra, as the British sort of called it, or Enigma machines, the German coded machines. The knowledge that the Allies had broken that code was still not publicly released. So none of the authors refer to it. Even authors who knew about it at the time, like Montgomery, who did write his military history book, which I've read. It's very good. The History of Warfare or something like that by Montgomery of Alamein, which includes World War II, but goes back very early. I don't know if quite to the Bronze Age Egyptian stuff, but definitely to Iron Age stuff, all the way through. And so he's including it, but he stays away from letting everyone know just how much the Allies did have knowledge of it. So it's the series is somewhat dated, but it is something I would recommend to everybody to watch if they haven't, and it's worth the time. If you're a World War II history nerd, it's worth the time of watching that. Okay, we should gain control of Nanning. Yes, and I've learned how to do that, and I've practiced doing that. Avoiding war with the UK and USA. Yeah, this is very important, and with the Soviets. So we need to prevent war, USSR from swinging towards the Allies. We need to keep units in the cities. So Manchuli, Tsar, Kaimuzia, I'm Harbin and King or whatever. Okay, avoid war with the U.S. as long as possible. Yes, we want to avoid the war with them as long as possible. Basically, most of these cities up here, Harbin, King, we need to keep a unit here, and this is a very important thing. Yep, you're right. From a business standpoint, Dark Star, that's probably a good idea because probably more people are going to watch Pawn Stars. And Pawn Stars at least vaguely has something to do with history. It does, because it deals with a lot of historical artifacts. But you're right. And so what it comes down to is I bet you, I haven't looked recently, but I bet you something like that, World at War is on YouTube. You don't need to go watch it right now, but is on YouTube or other on-demand services, and or whether that's Amazon Prime or Netflix or other things. There's ways to watch that when I was a kid did not exist, and so things were hard to see. Okay, so we need to keep units on all of these cities here. But we don't need to keep these units on these cities. What we have the option for is, and we can purchase one now, so we're going to do so. Come over to Japan, garrison unit. These guys are much cheaper, and I'm not even going to bother putting infantry weapons on it. And so we're going to do that. Oh, can we? Well, we may need some more. So we're going to grab, at least starting with one of those, and we're going to put on more. Now, okay. Now, I was informed on how best to take Nanning. Okay, so what we need to do is not attack Nanning. Come here. Come here. Stop each time to make sure that we get this. We're going to work to cut Nanning off. I'm going to come up here and occupy that, because the AI will not move this guy off this point. He's sort of limited to that there. Now, so that's a good option here. This is, we're going to see about bringing him down to here. And unfortunately, we can't unload him right now. Now, up here, what we're going to do is prepare and bombard. Yeah, this guy. Okay, so he's been bombarded. These two units. This will probably do the most damage. The least chance of being. Okay, so we've gotten all the way down to there. So, which is quite honestly not what I wanted to have happen. Wanted to kill him outright. Okay. I'm worried a little bit about that. let's move him around there. Him up to here. That will get us a little better situated there. Now, I know we're likely to have some partisan outbreaks here, so I'm going to move him to Mukden. And I'm gonna just see about getting him, well, maybe just to here. That way to better give command and control to those guys. These guys are sort of useful now, so we're going to put you on board boats. And we're going to come down here with you. And we're going to land here, which will secure a lot more territory and push in there. We're also going to put you on board boats. Ships, yeah, I know. And we're going to come down here. He's going to come down to this port to better push in that range. Now here, this one I don't know about, because I've recently been putting him, because I'm doing some test playthroughs, sending him down to here, but yeah, I think that's the key. Let's put him on board ship and send him down here. Okay, we want to sort of win the battle down in the south. Now, the other challenge I have for myself is to, in 2 turns, bring down Poland. And I found that to be possible, but a bit difficult. So, I think he can take out those guys. He can't take out him necessarily. So we're going to, yes, interceptors, but I should have escorts here. Escorts, shoot them down. They both take damage, but do a lot more damage to them. A little damage to them, and come on. Oh, no, didn't even do that. But, okay. Okay, that's pretty good. So we'll move up to here to take him out. There is a unit in there, I know that. So let's take out this cavalry brigade and move up and grab that. Now here we'll take him out, hopefully. We'll move right up to there. Yes, enemy contact. Knew they'd be there. Hope nothing really much would happen. Okay, so we've done that. We've gotten to the outskirts. But that is far from taking them out. So we want to bombard this unit, even though it may hurt us air power wise a bit. Oh, that actually helped us. Yeah, it did hurt us there. We're going to move ahead with that. Damaging that. Oh, that didn't work out quite as much as well as I'd hoped. That didn't work out as well as I'd hoped either. Okay, yeah, I was hoping to get that city, but now here, these zones of control are not what I wanted to see. Okay. Shattered, good. Now before we do that attack, we want to hit him with some air power. that's what I wanted to do. Reduce those defenses, and let's come down here. Yeah. That looks good. Protect these air units, and I want to just move the garrison forward there to there. So, that gets us that. That's just inconclusive, but that's fine. You can just sit there. Yeah, they've already all okay. He can move forward a bit more. Yeah, that's a good idea. No, that's a better idea. Okay, and we will move him up. Oh, no, oh damn, I want to undo that, right? Yeah, that's all I want to do. And we'll move. Okay, now, also opening moves here. We don't mind about running into any British Navy stuff because we're not yet at war with Britain, so we want to come out here. So otherwise we would have run into the battleship and had a problem. Come to here. I've sort of had still run-ins a bit with not too high. We want to get through this. Get up and around with our subs. Now here, okay, we have Canada seems to declare war sort of late-ish. So let's come down here. Hopefully we can do that for the first time. And we want to make sure we turn this over to convoy rating, which was my mistake earlier. Not doing it soon enough, fast enough. Okay. So now that you're there. Now this is all still at peace, but by the start of the turn, and again to convoy rating, this next turn that line should turn red. So that we are at war with all of them. Okay, so that is pretty good opening moves. We've now spent most of our money or our MPP on various things where Germany doesn't have much, and Italy will need to build up a bit more and isn't doing anything. So we're going to do both of that. So this will be turn 1 for the Axis, as it were. Okay. Yeah. This I'm a little. Yeah, I'm a little. Oh. No, I can't get there. Okay. Yeah, we don't need to do that. I'm a little worried about this, but I don't want to uncover that city either. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. So let's end the turn. Yes. Okay, Lieutenant General Kurt Student, 7th Flieger Division is partially formed. We can deploy it now. I'm going to say no. Basically, we're gonna go no and take a more standard. Our 2nd Corps is nearly Italy is nearly mobilized, ready. We could send reinforcements to Abyssinia to cost of 30 MPPs. Yet I want to reinforce Abyssinia because in my last playthrough, Abyssinia was holding out quite well, or Ethiopia or whatever. So, we're going to have it, yes, which will add the Corps headquarters down there. Oh, well, Canada declares war. Sometimes it's been the 2nd turn. It's first to declare war on Germany, actually before Britain. Australia declares war. New Zealand. United Kingdom, finally. France. Polish morale suffers. Canadian supply convoys to the UK begin. Kriegsmarine protected naval effort. Okay, so we need to send U-boats, yes. Okay, so we have that. Our incoming MPP. Japan gets a lot because, I think, artificially a lot, because it needs to put all of its units on board ship, which costs MPP. Yeah, okay, of course you came down to there. Oh, still found him, okay. Good, dive away. Good job. Still wounded a bit. Uh-oh, bumping into this. Maybe I shouldn't have. Ooh, that's a good one. Damage just somewhat. The Anzacs are jumping again. Yep. Okay, Red Army begins to cross the border into Poland. Polish morale plummets as news spreads. British Viceroy of India declares war on Germany. Allies send supplies to China via the Hanoi Kunming Railway. South Africa declares war. Axis raiders disrupt the South Africa-UK convoys. Very good. Now, weather has a big effect in this game. It stops air operations particularly. Okay, so they lost 11 MPP. Okay, send surface raiders. Yes, we're already sending out surface raiders, but just a reminder. High Command commissioned General Falkenhurst to study invasion of occupation of Norway. Good. Communist in Yunnan. Yeah, we want to avoid that until we're ready to take them on. Not that we don't want to do that, we just want to make sure we're ready for it. Okay, so now we're here. These guys come ashore. That gets us an army group there. That gets us them push through to there. I think we're actually going to move that back. Oh, you can't. Oh, you can't come ashore right now? Why can't you come ashore? Huh? Ooh. Don't know why you can't come ashore. Don't know. Maybe some logical reason, but I don't know right offhand. Okay, well, why can't you? Okay, you can come down to there. We could move to there. That would work. Okay. That looks good. Okay, so what we're going to do, you're going to come up there, but you won't be able to attack this turn. We're going to look at, those aren't looking too well, so we'll hit here and drive them back. Well, it wasn't the plan. I'm going to then hit them with that and hopefully kill them. But we've now almost got them surrounded. Now let's see if we can take down. Railways crossing straits. An interesting idea. Do you know of a railway crossing a strait, IKB? You're more of an expert on that. Because I know in the modern day world there is an Istanbul bridge that's a railway. I don't know if there was then. But because if you go back to the original Agatha Christie Murder on the Orient Express, a lot of people are crossing, or some of the people are crossing over via ferry across the, from Asia to Europe there. And they would have just taken, obviously, the railroad had it connected at that time. But is the delay... I guess I guess because if we're talking about Hearts of Iron 4, if the straits are accessible and there's railways on either side of the strait, and it's accessible in that there isn't a enemy fleet blocking operations, then I guess they can. I guess if they, because the way we're looking at designing this is if there's a railway in this province, and there's a railway in this province, and those two provinces touch, then the railway works. Because we don't, have it worked out like it is here. So yeah, I guess it can. If it does, if the straits do connect at some point, then they can and do. Okay, so now we have to take out this garrison, so we're going to bombard. Okay, that'll do 2. Oh, I should have moved him up. Give us a clue. And we're gonna undo that. I think this may be a better choice. May not be. But we're gonna pound on this. And we're gonna take Warsaw. Okay, that does it too. For Poland, the only reason, because they're gonna surrender. Ouch, didn't think that was going to even ouch me. Wish even weakly wars could attack. Get rid of that guy. Get rid of that guy. Yeah, we don't need to bother with this. Okay, let's move some of these guys a bit more. West. Poland is just going to surrender. They can move a little bit because they did attack. These guys, I want to come in here immediately now, and which is one thing I wasn't doing before, is upgrading them to advanced fighters so that they can intercept any allied attacks. Okay, so basically we've defeated Poland in 2 turns because they're going to surrender now. I don't need to take more casualties battling these guys. Now, well, we'll see if we can do that. They can just take that city, just make sure we get the most points for it. Okay, so that's good. Poland's done in 2 turns. Got them surrounded down here. I don't know why they're not able to unload. Don't know. There may be some mechanic reason that's specifically for them. But over here now, what we also want to do here, very importantly, is come over, select here, and 1, 2, 3, garrison units. We also want to move carrier down to here. This carrier can come over to here. Yes. Do you think that railways crossing straits should present a bottleneck to represent the delay loading a train ferry or only having one bridge? Well, it should. But I don't know if that's something that can either in game mechanics or is like here. And this is, I don't understand why I can't unload from here, because they have action points. 14 out of 20. Everything seems to be good. We control this port here. I don't know why I can't unload the troops. Okay, I just don't know. I'm not saying there isn't a... I'm not saying this is a bug. I don't get this. And this is what Hearts of Iron 4 development team very much wants to stay away from, is things like this that may have very good reasons. Maybe it's even something I've done, but very good reasons for happening, or limiting their things, but without the player understanding that clearly, easily. So if you were to say have here, if, because I'm pretty sure on both sides of this, not this is the Dardanelles, the Bosphorus. I keep having to try to remember. Across the Bosphorus, both sides, province-wise, would have railways. I know they did. So, if a player is trying to, or the AI, but I don't know how the AI would deal with it, but if a player is trying to move troops either out of Istanbul into other parts of Turkey, or vice versa, trying to reinforce up into here, if they're running into delays or other things, is the player going to understand that intuitively or clearly? Even like, oh, a pop-up or some sort of mouse over thing saying limited because of straits or whatever, limited movement. Are they going to understand that? How easy is that going to do? Is that going to mess stuff up? So it should, but I don't know that we should push for that, because I've still, when we've talked about possible delays, or how much capacity a rail line should be able to operate on, because like this game here has armored trains, and I put them on the map, and they can move very fast all around here, but they're limited to moving to hexes, in this case, that have linked railways to where they are. So, if I dropped it here, it could zip over more than half of German-controlled territory right now. Might not be able to quite go from here to here in one turn, but it definitely could go, get from like here to Berlin or something like that. So it can zip around here much faster than most other units, but limited to the railways. And that's really cool. Now, we know the railways are much more dense than what we're seeing here. So this is artificially undense. This is... I don't... Yeah, this is pretty good. Out here. So the idea that if I have 10 divisions that I want to move from here to here in Hearts of Iron 4 or something, there's probably, and if you're controlling a reasonable amount of territory here, there's probably enough paths that we can move all 10 divisions all more or less at once and have them show up. But if there was only one railway from here to here, I want the idea that they've got to move, say, 2 at a time, 2 per every 5 days or 2 per whatever, just to represent the congestion on a single path railway. Could be a fairly high level, well developed dual track railway or whatever, but it's just limiting if there was only one path and not that these others don't exist, but say that they're enemy controlled. So there's only one railway path. I want sort of the idea that you can't just pick up 10 divisions and at whatever fast speed that they are, all immediately show up here, and that they take time, not an inordinate amount of time, but time to get there, just dealing with congestion. And I've yet to have a good proposal, clear formula for that, and so it will probably just be that if you have a big stack of 10 divisions, they go from here to here all at once. But I'm still looking, as well as demonstrating between level 1, 2, and 3 levels of railway development. IKB and I are planning some railway development for Hearts of Iron 4 that hopefully they'll take into account. I mean, we haven't convinced anybody yet, but we're working on concepts. And part of the concepts are coming a little bit from Strategic Command. Hearts of Iron 4 is a more rich and developed game than Strategic Command. But in some ways, Strategic Command, particularly in railways, is doing a little better than Hearts of Iron 4. They also have a smarter combat AI. Strategic Command does. So if you're a viewer of my, of Hearts of Iron, either 3 or 4, know that, and it's a different, because it's turn-based and other things, but the AI is much better here. I'm not saying that this AI is a lot easier to create compared to the Hearts of Iron 4 AI. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about how effective it is. This does a better job. So, yeah, it should, but I don't think I can get a good way to demonstrate it. Because I'm trying to think, because we have like down here, because there are some railways down in Sicily, I'm sure. At the time, I don't know that there were any in Sardinia or Corsica. Just don't know. We'll be finding that out. I'm pretty sure like Minorca and Majorca and whatever didn't have any railways, but Sicily did have some. I'm pretty damn sure, like we're seeing here. And so there's the Straits at Messina here, and it's so it would be coming across here. Now the Corinth Canal is more of a railway bridge than a strait. But so we do have this, and I just think it gets the flow. I agree with you in a well-designed railway world, but I think we're asking too much for it on that. And on that note, and to talk about it, we're going to end this episode here. I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And of course, I love hearing from you even after the episode. I'm still looking for more tips, hints, suggestions on this game, so please post. See you next time for more historical gaming. Yeah, guys, on YouTube stream or live watching, we're going to continue. This is just ending an episode, so don't go anywhere unless you want to. Of course, if you've got to go somewhere, please do. Okay, so we're going to start another episode. I try to maximize my time and use this both to interact with you guys and make episodes for later. Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of sort of the restart of Strategic Command World War II World at War. And of course we're playing as the Axis, and between Sicily and the mainland there is a train ferry. Oh, good to know. Okay, so there is a train ferry. So I do know that they both have both provinces on both sides, in Calabria down here and on Sicily there, near Messina, there would be railroads. And if we're just simply saying that IKB and I are having a multi-day ongoing conversation on this topic, people that are just hearing this right now, so that they both have railways in them, and they both would connect. So it would just be, this province has railways, yes. This province has railways, yes. They connect, yes. So yeah, it just comes down to that. It's that. I don't know of a case. You can tell me of a case, maybe IKB, but I don't know of one, and I don't know that we need to find one, because I'm pretty sure there's a railway coming, like we see here, coming up and out of Singapore going into Malaya. Now this railway here is sort of the famous stuff that is in the movie Bridge on the River Kwai, that Japan does build a railway connecting up out of Malaya into the modern day Thailand, though they didn't build their bridges out of bamboo, at least not that I know of, but that's what they used in the movie. So this, to the best of my knowledge, is not a connection until sometime in 1942 or later. But there is a connection up through here. And so there is a bit of, that probably was just a bridge. I don't know. But I don't know, and we can come over here to America. Here, this is just a bridge here for automobiles. There is no railways. But I don't know if there's railways north here at the time in this province in America versus the San Francisco province on the south side. So whether railway traffic could go across there, which pretty significant straight, quite honestly. And I guess we also have, I don't know if there's any railways going north-south here. But I don't know that there's any that are so significant. I'm trying to think. Coming around, I don't know that there's any that are so significant that we should make special rules for. Just, I think they should happen. Obviously, in the modern day sense, we have, the channel here. But fortunately, we don't have to think or worry on that, because that would be a, because if both sides are friendly held, you could obviously be running submarines or other things here and still running trains underneath it. But I wonder whether they would try to blow that up. Okay. Well, the end of last episode, we basically came to the end of the Axis turn here. So we're going to watch the Allies' turn. Do you really want to end this? No, actually I don't. Let's see about okay, we have, let's see what we can purchase for Germany. Thinking about mechanized. I want infantry weapons if we're going to do this, yes. Okay. Want some mechanized ready for there. And Italy, I think instead of, we have 150 there for Italy. Instead of building new units, what I think I want to do is reinforce. Well, let's see, advanced fighters. Yeah, we want to do that. We want advanced fighters because you're going to be facing off against the British. And let's improve our tanks. Improve our headquarters unit there. My question is, do I want to send more units down to here? I don't think too much so. I should be sending them now if I was going to do that. Oh, I should have done this before last turn. Get these sort of switching over because I want the Army Corps facing down here. Well, we have 53. Got a couple of more points better. There we go. So, okay, yeah, now we want to end the turn. Okay, Poland surrenders. Germany plunders 186 MPP. Okay, yes, we will honor the pact. I'm pretty sure Germany occupies Western Poland. It'll keep the Soviets sweeter, meaning they won't want to invade so much. And we will also get 25 MPP per turn for trade. And we also get Danzig. British expeditionary forces arrive in France. Germany advised to garrison the Soviet frontier, at least ensure that we have 2 units within 6 hexes of Warsaw. Okay, and we're collecting MPP. Okay, calculating supplies. Oh shoot! Damn, 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 damn! I forgot to move the naval stuff. And I didn't make a save, did I? No, man. Oh, man. No, let's go back to this. Sorry. Sorry, you're getting to see. Yeah, come back. Damn, 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 damn. I forgot to do the naval stuff. Yeah, I forgot to do that. Well, see me screw up. Germany celebrates victory over Danzig, or Poland in return of Danzig. French morale suffers. Royal Navy occupies Irish ports. Axis raiders. Well, maybe this won't be as fatal as I'm thinking it will be, but... Okay, it wasn't as fatal as I thought it would be. Though I would have liked to sink that cruiser that ran into us, but... Okay. Oh, man, I gotta remember to do that. Okay, proposal to deploy forces to serve in the Mediterranean. Yes, okay. Okay, we got 1 garrison unit that we built earlier. There we go. Now, because of that, I am going to now... Next, this is what I forgot. Okay, so you guys come up to here. Follow that path. And these guys are running in stealthy mode, so they're going slower. Yeah, come down to here. Now, come down to here, and these guys should have come down before last turn. Do that. Okay. Damn, messed that up. Okay, you raid out there. I think that gets everybody this time. Okay, now. Now you can't come ashore for some reason. I don't know why. You come up to there. Cut them off. You come to here. You go to there now. Can you? No, you still can't. I guess maybe there's now a port limit unloading or something. I don't know. We're gonna leave that just like that. Be ready to attack there. Now here. Okay, well. Don't know why they're dug in so well. What we are going to do though is see about bombing them. Bombing them as well as attacking them to disrupt them somewhat. Okay, and what we're going to see about doing here, and I'm holding down the shift key to swap out those two units. So hopefully, yep, take them completely down. And I'm going to leave that open because again, well, I could, well, no, I could push him in there, I guess, but can't push in very well. And I would actually sort of, at this moment, because I'm not really ready to push on this other front down here, really rather keep sending more units into killing one core at a time. It's not the way to win the game, but it is a way to help out with that. Okay, so here. There's maybe some air units, but we should get, oh, we need to also upgrade that. Yeah, air interceptors. Hopefully our interceptors will deal with their interceptors. Hello, Rick. Good to see you. Okay. Oh, and they did well. Took a little damage. Yeah, 2 points total. Now, hit them hard. Boom. Ooh, that was hard. Okay, that did well. And then we're going to swap these two units around. And, no, didn't take them out, but we're going to try to take them out. Oh, they're shattered. Very good. Now I'm going to move these guys here to sort of occupy there. Keep that well occupied. I'm going to reinforce you, get you up to a good state. That is good. Okay, so we're holding down here pretty well. We've got them cut off. So as I get more of these units ashore, we're going to bombard, and also they're not going to be able to reinforce as we attack. That will be a good thing. Now, as Japan, we're going to build some more garrisons. Gotta make sure you remember to come. Oh no, I don't want infantry weapons. I just want to put. I'm used to that for other things. Yeah, I think 4 will do that well enough. Okay. Now, okay, so what we're done here, and this was my mistake before, I was moving them like this, but what you should do is click it a second time and get out to the orange hexes. The orange hexes are sort of force marched, because if we move it just to here, we'll still have good morale, good readiness, obviously no entrenchment for just moving, but you'll be in good state. If you move out here, your morale and your readiness will plummet, and it takes your action points, so you won't be able to move and then attack. If I move to here, then I can attack either one of these two provinces, or hexes, sorry. Jumping between games. But if I move here, sort of force march it, you won't be able to attack. But since I'm not planning on attacking, I'm just wanting to move. This works just fine. And so we can get across Europe, and that's sort of what's been delaying my Barbarossa as late as it has been. I'm not Barbarossa, sorry. Fall Gelb going after France. So we're getting these guys. These guys don't have an extended movement, at least not that I know of or can tell about. I want to move my army groups first to make sure they get the maximum movement distances available. Not worried about congestion. Yeah, you can come up this way because we want to also invade Denmark. These guys, they can move. Yeah, you can come to. Let's come out in the fields out there. Okay, so I also want to now grade you to advanced fighters. Rick. I played OOB last night and it was freaking hard, yeah. You're very welcome, Rick. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, OOB, you sort of got to get the right rhythm down with things and understanding it. As with many games, just understanding it. I'm not saying it makes it easy, because it should be, you know, reasonably challenging. Let's move you, get you out of bombing range. And you, I think we'll just be able to go after submarines. Okay, now I also want to look at, see if there's research as Germany I want to do. I also, well, want to build units, of course. We already have level 1 advanced fighters, but we're upgrading those. Want to do production technology for sure. I don't know. Let's see first about purchasing. Okay. Production. We'll have this airborne unit and one other airborne unit showing up. So I'll have 2 airborne divisions. Well, in March 15th, we'll have a tank unit of some sort. And we'll have that in January 40. So I think we're going to go for a second if we can afford it. Okay, yes, we can afford it, clearly. So we'll purchase that, and that will be showing up in March 25th. So at least the latter parts of, if not sort of at the beginning of Fall Go going in there, we'll have that ready to go. Yeah, that burned most of my, and not that I can't squeeze something out, but I don't need to squeeze something out right now. Italy. Well, I think we're doing mostly the reinforcement game. Here, which is taking up most of our points. Japan. Yeah, we've built, we're gonna transport, so I think we're good with that. So, and we did again at the beginning of the turn, so but I'm still burned over messing up the naval warfare at the end of last turn. Okay, France may invade that province and mess that up, but I don't think it'll do anything more than that. And we have 2 divisions, or 2 units, not divisions, but 2 units within 6 hexes of Warsaw. Here we got the Slovaks and 1 garrison unit. That's holding down our east front, or eastern front, or whatever, with the Soviets. So that is good. So let's, yep, end the turn. Okay, British morale is boosted by decisive action to occupy Irish ports. Iman Dalavera protests. British occupation of Irish ports cause anger in the US. Okay, getting a bunch more MPP, very good. Yep, don't forget the Navy. No, we did that at the start of the turn. I'm going to try to remember to do it at the starts of the turn. getting a bunch of forces up here in the north very soon freed up, but they're not there yet. Referring to this guy pushing in. Okay, we're disrupting convoys. Very good. For me, the key is not how many MPP I'm taking them down every turn. To me, is trying to keep those submarines effective and alive as long as possible. So 13 and 10. Okay, yes, communicates. Canal zone 300 miles. So basically, don't go nearer than that line of ships. Okay. Garrison units. Very good. Keep wanting to click on the unit. And we're going to put that one up there. Now these guys, we're going to put them on board ship. Yes, and then we're going to click on them here. And they're going to come ashore, and they're going to march up to there. Okay, but like I say, we're going to try to start out the turn now with dealing with this. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to standard sort of mode, which expands their area of movement. Because they're not spending time under the water. Okay, we're going to come out to here, I guess, and then try to come down to here. I don't want to travel up and down the line because that's more likely to bump into somebody. So well, let's come out to there, maybe make sure I'm on the line there. So hopefully that won't bump into anybody, but hopefully cut that supply line off. There we go. So we're blocking that, and here we're gonna. Okay, well now see here we're facing rough seas, which may not do so well. So we're gonna just stay put here because I'm hoping there's nobody in range of this guy yet, but we'll move him next turn for sure. Okay, so that got the sea operations going. Now, here, yes, you can get ashore finally, the special forces guys. Okay, now, what we need to do is come here, click here. I think this is the best one, Naval Tactical. This is Naval Tactical, and I'm taking this since it has airplanes and bombs. It's mixed for it. Some aircraft will be on bomber, and some aircraft will be on caps. Where this is everything on fighter patrol, which I think is sort of standard. I'm not worried about enemy air attacking my carriers, so we're going over to bombing mode. And we're going to click over here and go on to bombing mode. So now we're going to bomb that, weaken them somewhat. Now, we're going to bomb, well, here. Not taking any units, but it's disrupting them, I believe. Okay, well, now that would at least take them down by one. And that now will take them down by, well, it ended up being two. Very good. So now we've hurt them, and they will have trouble reinforcing, which is a very good thing. Now let's bombard this unit. Good, that did very well. Okay, so we're going to again hit the shift key and swap those two out. And, yep, take it out entirely. But he was ready to sort of do the coup de grace if they survive. Since these guys didn't operate, we're going to turn them, we're going to make them into advanced fighters. So that this way, when they engage again with the Chinese, they'll do better, hopefully. Yeah, those aren't overly favorable terms. Let's move you closer because maybe we will strike. No. Nope, you're too far away. If we go. Okay, we can strike from the port. Let's just try to mess with them a little bit. wish there were railways in B-Ice. I think there's something like railways with strategic redeploy, but that's about it. Yes. Well, Rick, IKB and I are working on plans to try to convince the Paradox people to add railways to Hearts of Iron 4. We're just working on plans. We haven't even talked to them about it or anything. So there's nothing, like nothing underway, nothing special. But we're developing a proposal on how railways would and should work for Hearts of Iron 4. Because I know that there are no real plans or convincing them of changing Hearts of Iron 3 at this point. And yes, they consider infrastructure to be a mix of roads and railways, and strategic redeploy is railway movement. But we're looking at something not quite as strict as this kind of stuff where you have to hit here, hit operate, spend a lot of MPP, which I don't like. I don't know that it should be free, because then, I don't know. But, and I sort of understand some of the gameplay limitations. But yeah, I think it's a bit overpriced for what you're getting. Oh, no, we should move you into ships, and you can come down here and you land. Yes, okay, there, you'll be helpful down there. Probably should have made, well, maybe should have done that earlier. Okay, and so we're good with that. Now we're going to continue shifting, and those are sort of the boring parts here. Shifting west. Ah, hey JP, good to have you back. Oh, Taco Bell, yes. Yes, well, I actually eat at Del Taco more because, well, they're actually right across the street from each other where I live, or nearby where I live. Same driving distance, obviously, across the street. But Del Taco, where I live, is 24 hours a day, and because of things, I'm often wanting to make that run at like 3 in the morning. So I go to Del Taco more, but I like Taco Bell too. They're both good, about the same to me. Okay, you guys come up to there. Again, I'm making sure that we're getting these units as close as we can. Okay, well, that's probably good enough. Hanover's fine. Want to leave some gaps for adding other units soon. Move my 4 commands. Yeah, I have mixed opinions on whether it's superior. I like some of the stuff better at Del Taco, and some of the stuff maybe better at Taco Bell, but about the same in my opinion. But yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll reinforce that back up to 10. We're not doing anything this turn. You're already advanced fighters. Yeah, let's see about being there. Now it's only 1 hex further forward and only 1 hex, but I think that's usefully closer. Okay. Now, yeah, you come up to there, you come to there, you come to here, and, yeah, you can come down to there. Let's reinforce that. we'll do some more reinforcement other things, but let's reinforce here. We're spreading this out a bit. And, well, move you down to here. Oh, I gotta remember it. Forgot to move you before, I think. I know at least once I did. Okay, well. Yeah, I get the American Heroes. Yeah, they used to call it the military channel, so it was even more military than what it is now. But you're right, they are what the History Channel used to be. No, if that's a game, no, I really don't know it at all. There was a TV series called Victory at Sea that was very good. We were talking earlier about, when you were away, the TV series World at War from the 70s. But there's also a Victory at Sea series, and I don't know if that's if you're talking about a sub-series of that with the Pacific, or if that's a game. I haven't heard of it. Lots of games out there, and even lots of stuff by, well, I've sort of thumbed through the Matrix catalog, but I don't really remember every detail of it. Okay, so these guys are all deployed. We've purchased, well, let's see, we can purchase some more stuff. So we've sort of done Italy up. Germany, what's coming here? So we need more air power. More aircraft. So, fighters. Advanced. More, yes. Okay, so that leaves us 100, so that's really not much to do anything effective with. Japan, yeah, well, you just have clicked over to it, yep. Okay, we have more of these guys coming. Interesting, yeah. Buggy's the problem. Small teams are not a problem, other than if they try to over promise. Okay, hard, soft attack. I think I'd rather spend the extra 50, get more attack values. Want some armor for China. And I don't know that that's the best choice, but we're going with it because I like armor. Okay, so, and we've moved the Navy. We've done everything in the west, or in the east. We got moved to the west, most of the forces that will show up here. We're still in 39. Winter's coming very soon here. I don't know if we can really hit well in winter, so I think we're probably going to wait for spring weather for our invasion. Soviet Union invades Finland. Soviet aggression against Finland causes widespread anger in the West. Yep, not going to come in the winter. Winter effects seem to be a bit more dramatic here than, well, than for, I don't know, but it seems to be more of an absolute in some ways. Oh, good. Moved another unit there to kill. Oh, thank you for attacking. That really helped. Okay, we're disrupting their convoys. Very good. USSR expelled from the League of Nations following its attack on Finland. I didn't know that until this series. Did know this. Gone with the Wind is released in US cinemas. Very popular movie in 1939. 1939 is sort of the golden year for movies. There were so many, and I don't want to try to reel them off right now that would have won Oscars that didn't, just because there were so many in 39. Okay, so we've disrupted a bunch of convoys for getting there, producing there. Okay, and more garrisons, yes. Okay, there. A lot of garrison units. We'll put these up around Tokyo. That'll be close enough to get them to see, hopefully, just fine. And get them where they need to go. Okay, and again, we're going to remember to do this first. Here. Now, I'm not going to, because they're going to be patrolling that red line this turn, I do believe. So, we're going to come off the red line down to here. Yeah, and I think we'll be ready to try to move to somewhere else. And here, we're going to come, see if we can come here without bumping into anybody. And here, we're going to come out to here. And let's see if we can get down to here again without bumping into anybody. Campaigns you unlock in order of USA, Commonwealth, and Pacific Theater. They have been working hard on bug fixes for 2-Get Power. Recently started its first playthrough. Okay, cool. Yeah, 39. Okay, we moved you a little further south, a little further away from patrolling ships. These guys may get bumped into, we'll see. But I want to keep it up, but I want to keep moving them away. I want to keep Dusseldorf from being occupied because there's going to be an armor unit dropped right into that. Yeah. Okay, so we have that. These guys down here are getting better equipped. You can get to there, you can occupy there. There'll be more stuff added via events. Can we upgrade? Okay, we can upgrade these guys right now. So we're going to take this time and do that. In the last version of this series, we did actually a fairly good campaign of fighting off the British down here. So I'm looking forward to that again. And see if we can keep that fight up and going there for some time. I know it's probably, I presume, a lost cause, but still it's a distraction that hopefully will keep us going. No, I'm not going to do that, IKB. It's a good idea, but there will be an event that will show up a level 5 destroyer down here to represent the actual Italian fleet that was out here, though I think it was mostly based up here at Misawa. But it shows up here, so we'll have a level 5 destroyer come out, so we'll be able to do some raiding here. So I'm just afraid of losing ports and whatnot, and I need to really concentrate the Italian fleet on the Mediterranean. But it's a good idea. Yes, you're playing as the whole Axis. No, that's fine. In this game, the AI is the enemy. You play every aspect of your side. And the Axis are the Allies. The Allies include the Soviets once they get in. Okay, so now we're down here. First, we need to strike with some air power to weaken that. Let's strike again from this one. scratch back. Okay, they're down to 1. Now let's again hit shift and swap out and see if we can. No, not. We didn't take it. I know it was only with a 5, but I still have hope. Hello, Hakan. Yes, yes, you get the. You can see here, and sometimes I forget. Like when I'm clicked on Germany, I can also come down here if they have more, because they are limited about the overall size, but at times we'll be able to increase the size of the Slovak forces. And Hungary, Romania, Finland, Bulgaria will be added down here as puppet countries to Germany. Japan, I don't know if it gets a China maybe puppet and maybe some other puppets. Italy has Italian East Africa, which we can't build any more cores right now. So it does have sort of sub-countries that you have complete control over, but like when you come down here, it limits, you know, that you can have a few garrisons that are on the Italian East Africa, you know, branch. And so you can do that with these other countries. So they're limited. And you get your sort of stuff based on the 3 main powers for that. And it's similar that for the allies. It's a similar sort of thing. This is Strategic Command, World War II, World at War version. This is a global version of it. There's also, which I have played, and I have a series on my channel as well. If any of you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Strategic Command, World War II, War in Europe. And that, as sort of the title is, it's a more detailed European map. I have a episode out, what's wrong with this game, and one of it is this map isn't detailed enough in my opinion. But the World at War version, I would say, is, and its focuses are World at War, I mean not World at War, War in Europe version is, and it's focused obviously on Europe, and it includes North Africa here, you know, this whole North Africa thing, and it includes the, you know, Battle of Atlantic, but it's focused in on that. So if you want to play that as your primary game right now, that is a better game to buy. If you want to play it on a, you know, global scale, this, like I say, and you can look at the video where I critique this. Oh, and you know, the Strategic Command developers retweeted my tweet announcing my critique of their, you know, what's wrong with it episode, so that they're at least aware. I don't know if they've watched it all, but they're aware, and they were kind enough to retweet it to their followers on Twitter. So they probably understand some of my concerns, and they're nice enough to give me the game as well. So yeah, they understand, and there is at least one, if not 2 different, I think there may be 2 different, but one of them person who is making a more detailed map for this game. But this is a pretty good game. The one thing that this really has that Hearts of Iron 3 or 4 doesn't is a good AI. This is a challenging AI. Now, this is a turn-based game. Turns are every 2 weeks, so it's not, you know, sort of real-time strategy like Hearts of Iron. So that's part of the reason is the AI is easier to do on a turn-based game than it is on, you know, a real-time type game. So, okay, we're back to the Asian theater, and what we want to do here is put you on board boats, pay the transport cost, come up here, land, but you're going to, okay, now you're just going to come, okay, we're going to march you all the way over to here. You're going to come up and occupy there. We've got to occupy these cities, or the Soviets will start thinking we're weak and want to invade us. Join the Allies and invade here. So, you're there. That's good. Now, put you on board boats. Yes, it costs MPP. Gotta get click on the ship. To Port Arthur. Get you inland here. Put you on ship. Yes. sort of why Japan gets artificially more, because so much stuff goes on board ships. And you guys here, we are putting you on ships. And we're going to send you down here as part of the occupation force. Down here. We're going to move you. No, we're going to undo this. You were to, yeah, okay. Alright, we're going to move you up there. Can't attack because that was forced march, but we're going to force march you in Canton, and you're going to land there to garrison that. Okay, so we're garrisoning, we're freeing up real combat units, garrisoning our rears from partisan activities. Okay, like 1,000, yeah, that is part of it in game terms for the AI. And I know for Hearts of Iron 4 that during the development phase, before it was released, I think it was twice, but I know for sure it was at least once, they had made enough changes to the development of the game that the AI programmer just literally scrapped the AI entirely, because to try to fix and add levels onto the game, or onto the AI, it would have been less efficient for the AI to go through its processes, so they just scrapped it, went back down to 0 and rebuilt it again, just to keep it from, you know, adding more and more complexity to constantly run. Partisans, the main thing I'm aware of partisans, they sort of in essence blow up cities, in that they go from like supplying 6 MPP to potentially 0 till they rebuild. They may also spawn a actual partisan chip on the map. Not sure about that, but they'll definitely do partisan activities if you don't guard your rear areas in Manchuria and China well enough. So you want to watch that. Now I figure once we get China, and we are limited as Japan to this number here of garrison. We still have more we can build, but I think that ends our garrison ability until we get some minor powers that we could build garrisons for. So we trying to occupy all of this, as well as occupying down into other places, may become a problem, but we'll just have to deal with it then, you know, sort of the problems of success. So yeah, that's good. And I think we're going to not end the stream here. You guys hang loose on YouTube live, but we're going to end this episode here. So I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. Please post your comments, questions, suggestions, tips. Love hearing from you. See you next time for more historical gaming. Yeah, we're going to play another episode of this, so don't worry, guys. Don't go anywhere on YouTube. I just wanted to end that for later. Okay. Yes, they will. Yes, you would assume. Yes, there are partisans that you have to watch out for in France. Actually, I think there was one time an outbreak of actual chip coming on the map in Brest, because I didn't occupy it, I think. So yeah, you need to occupy, not necessarily like every city, but you don't want to leave large areas undone. So you want somebody out in this area, you'll want somebody, you know, here, and somebody around here, or you'll start having more and more partisan activities. And just for the combination of the number of units, now Germany can have huge amounts, as we can see here, of, you know, garrison units. So it wants to deal with that, but we can only have limited number, and as time goes on, they will add to the max numbers of corps, engineers, and whatnot. But also primarily it's just cheaper to build. So you'll want to use that. And garrison units, and we will see some of the stuff, particularly now we're fighting the Chinese, which are quality not so good. Garrison units just sitting here, and like sitting behind this river being pounded by some Chinese, they're going to take some hits and they won't be able to hold up forever, but they'll be able to hold. And we'll see mostly Commonwealth troops. I don't know their quality coming like from South Africa, but that these garrison units holding in the mountains will be able to hold as well. Now, mentioning the Gustav gun, we do have rail guns in this game, and we have armored trains. Now, I've only sort of used the armored trains a little bit. The armored trains, and so I presume the railguns, will only be able to move along the railways, but they'll have much greater movement distances than even like motorized or mechanized type units. So they're limited. You have to control the railways. They have to be able to move on it. I don't think they can advance. I haven't tried it yet. We'll see whether they can advance into enemy controlled railways or not. The armored trains might. They definitely did in World War I. I don't know how much in World War II, really sort of, leading the charge on the railways in World War II, but it's sort of easy to stop them by simply blowing up a bridge or just a simple rail section. It'll slow them up a lot. But yeah, so they've got some interesting units here in this game. Okay, let's look at purchasing for this turn. Now let's look at, we've got, well, we're going to start another episode before we do that. Let's start the next episode. Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 with my continuing playthrough of Strategic Command World War II World at War version of the game. There is also a very good War in Europe that, again, as the title sort of says, they're very long titles but very descriptive. It's just focusing on the War in Europe. This focuses on the whole world at war. Okay, so we were just looking about dealing with some of purchasing. I wanted to look here at our production queue here. So we have coming up 2 more armored divisions, a mechanized. There is one that will be deployed via event, as well as this one in the production queue for paratroopers. So we will have some more paratroopers coming. And we have fighters, more fighters coming. That would give us 4 fighter units. So I'm thinking of, for Germany, coming over to research. Now, I was pushing to do some diplomacy before. And diplomacy, as you can sort of see, isn't, if you do 5% chance, you're spending 50 MPP. Some diplomacy, and you might be able to get Hungary, Romania, and Bulgaria in earlier, but they will be coming in either via event or just conditions on their own. So I was advised that some of the traditional paths are, getting the traditional allies, don't bother with them. Now, as Hakan here asks, is it possible to go ahistorical in the game? Say, for example, invade Sweden in the Weserübung operation. Yes, it is. It is much more railroaded than Hearts of Iron 3 or 4. Even forgetting about the wacky alternative histories, restore the Kaiser BS. And it is BS from a historically plausible. Starting in 36. Now, if you want to start in 26, or even 1930, maybe we could restore the Kaiser, but starting in 36, the Nazis are in power. So unless you're doing a whole alt history starting point, a lot of the alt history stuff in Hearts of Iron 4 is BS, in my opinion. But this, like Italy joining the war, I don't get to control that, even though I'm controlling Italy. So some of this is fairly railroaded. But you can come over here to diplomacy on Bolivia, and I can declare war now. Now, Bolivia is a landlocked country, so what would be the purpose of me declaring war on them? I could if I just wanted to. Though, if I declare war on a territory, we'll see coming up in America, or in the Americas, it could get the U.S. into it. So you don't want to do that. But you have, and as you can also see, sort of like the Belgian Congo is a subset of Belgium kind of thing that sort of goes over to the Allies once it happens. So yeah, there are events, because this game is not functional enough to do Weserbong. I hope I'm pronouncing that relative Weserbong or whatever. I'm sure I'm bad, but you know what I'm talking about. To do that well enough from a gameplay standpoint, combination of well, mostly mechanic limitations, but also the size of the force. Seeing as how for infantry units the smallest size is a corps, and this wasn't even a division landing up here. And most of the landings down here were maybe a division or more that was landing total, but most of the action was operating like brigade size units or more. So this is an event to get Norway. You just sort of pay for it and get it. But yeah, you can declare war on Sweden whenever you feel like. Kind of thing. So yeah, you do have some ahistorical paths, but we will be seeing there are a fair amount of railroads, so it's balanced in that way. Yes, the Czech Legion, and IKB and I were talking about that just the other day. They did have, I don't know if we quite go to armored trains, JP, on the Czech Legion. They definitely had trains with machine guns. At least from photos that I've seen. I don't know. I'm trying to picture. I know in sort of a later drawing there is some Czech legions and standing in front of an armored train. I definitely know that they took regular trains and sort of up-armored them with railway ties and you know, thick wood and that kind of stuff, and mounted machine guns all over them. But I don't know if they had any real proper, what we would call, you know, armored trains of the period. But IKB could probably correct us, because IKB, if you don't know it, is a, you know, he hasn't written any books. He may do so someday, but he is a fairly good expert on railways, generally speaking, but also on railway warfare. He is very good, much better than I am on it. I mean, I know something of railways, and I know a fair amount about railway warfare, but he knows it better than I do. Actually, IKB, I disagree with you on the earlier start date. 36 is the best start date. Black Ice tried to do a 33 start date for Hearts of Iron 3, and that was going to be sort of a pseudo-civil war going on in Germany between communists and, you know, Nazis and whatnot. But that didn't work out well, and it was really only in 36 that you get the creation of the Luftwaffe. There is a pre-Luftwaffe force that Goering is in charge of, but it's really only in 36 that you really get the real sort of creation. Or, I mean, maybe it's 35, but it's, you know, sort of publicly announced in 36. That's why I say there's sort of a pre-force out there before the Luftwaffe is it. You really only start getting the real buildup of German armed forces in 36. You do have the Saarland happening in 35, but the real sort of, well, no, yeah, you get, yeah, the Saarland is, you know, retaken back a little earlier, but the main sort of occupation is in 36. There's different little things going on, but so 36 is the best date for Germany really starting its actions. If you go earlier, you start getting the Allies building up too much. You can build up Germany too much, so you really have to keep down their abilities. Italy could build up way too much if it starts too early, because it really isn't until their disasters, really, in the invasion of Ethiopia, that Italy wakes up to how bad its military is. I would say, I don't know, a good 30%? And that's just a wild-ass guess, but it's from some reading. But about 30% of the artillery pieces that Italy uses in World War II are leftover World War I guns. I don't know if you realize it. Not World War One models that kept into production. I'm saying, and they're not surplus because Italy never had enough of. Italy was still using World War guns as mainline artillery in its operations, and it was also using mountain artillery and regular infantry divisions, partially because, yes, Italy has lots of mountains, so the idea of getting, fighting either along, its northern Alpine borders, which, go from, well, Yugoslavia through Austria as it changed to Germany, Switzerland, and into France, but it also has lots of mountains everywhere else. So it is a tactical thing, but, and I'll get to some of the other comments in a second here. But mountain guns, just because they cost less to build, and they also cost less to feed ammunition through because it's a lighter caliber ammunition. So it's partially a useful addition to regular infantry divisions because of the rugged terrain that they were planning on fighting in, but it's also a cost-saving measure. So if you start too early and push too hard on Italy, you'll have a historically stronger Italy, and it really isn't only until this disaster. And I have a book on which I've read part of it, what's called Iron Arm, and it is a book on the Italian armored formation and its development. And they really only start to pay attention to the idea in 40 and 41 that they need to build an armored force. Only then. Or maybe some of it's 39. I have to look again. But part of what they realize is we have to have more automobiles in Italy so that we have more gas stations in Italy to distribute gasoline around the country better to use for our armored formation. And we need, again, I'll get to the chat in a minute. And we need to have more automobiles in the country as well so that we have more refineries refining gasoline so that we can switch over to more military product to be able to afford it back and forth. So I guess this is actually before the war. So it's like, because I have to look at the dates again, and it's been a while since I read it, a couple of years, the development of it. So it's probably 38, 39. They start to realize that to really do a mechanized force, they have to do civilian development of motorization. And so Italy is that far behind on all of this stuff. And so to really do it historically, you really sort of need to start at 36, in my opinion, because that's when things really start to change. Okay, I'll give you that. Armored train might be a bit of a stretch. Okay, yeah, I agree. Free Norway makes sense. You don't have to invade it. It's just an event. It costs a bit. You get some units. It occupies them. They're weak units. Except for the Kriegsmarine lost a big percentage of their destroyers. Yeah, but part of it is Britain will clobber you if you try to move up here, and yeah, but you sort of pay for it, so it sort of represents the cost of producing this destroyer. The Norwegian can bring you ahead in the choice, or else British might have. Yes. We'll sort of see a little bit of event referring to some of the lack of British movement. Okay, railway sleepers and true armored trains. Okay, see, as IKB says, they did have some true armored trains. I didn't know. I was guessing because I'm going from remembered seeing some photos of what were Maxim guns mounted open-topped on a train, what looks to be thick railway ties as sort of, bullet stoppers kind of thing. That's what I remember, specifically identified photos of Czech trains that were set up for fighting, but IKB knows and has the book reference material. So I'm going, unless somebody's really trying to disprove him, I'm going with whatever IKB says. So he is the authority here on that. Okay, so we are still looking at what we are producing here. So we don't need to do diplomacy, really. We have, like I was saying before I distracted myself, fairly decent between these mechanized forces and the armored forces and all of these ground units, partially because we're just getting unit congestion. I don't think we need more ground units, and we have one more fighter coming, so that would be 4 fighters in the west, though we could use more of that. But I think what we want to do here is come and encourage some more research. As played with me a lot, know that production technology here, or infrastructure, is a big thing. So level of production technology research decrease cost by 5%. Okay, so that's research. But doing that early helps everything else. 5% is a nice but limited. 150 I see MPPs. Okay, we'll do that. I don't want to drain myself too much. And for Japan, I sort of, well, we already have level 1 advanced fighters. Do we have, I know we only have 1 fighter unit available now. Did we put another one in production? No. But I want to look here. Naval weaponry, long-range aircraft. Yes, those are good. They're coming. These are already pre-spent. Aerial warfare, naval warfare, infantry warfare. Good. Let's see. Um, 100% under. Oh, this is referring to how effectively they're getting their MPPs, is my understanding. Because if my understanding is correct, Italy's still at peace, where Germany and Japan are at war. There is sort of a shift over once they actually come to war. This is sort of, again, talking like when we were talking back about Hearts of Iron, where they're 3 or 4. You have the shifting of the economy, which this is partially happening here, from a peacetime economy where you have budgets and things that you really have to worry about, versus a full war economy. So that's what my understanding. I could be wrong. They do have a PDF. I don't know if they have a printed out manual, but they do have a PDF manual for this game that explains all of this. So if you want to take the time, either read the whole thing or look up these things if you're curious about it. I just haven't taken the time to do so. When you get the game, you can get all the stuff. It's it's a wargaming manual on how to play this game. So it's pretty good. They aren't leaving you in the dark if you're willing to look into it better. I think we're going to do industrial technology here for Japan. We're going to spend that. Okay, so now we're down to that. And I'm going to leave those in the pool for the future. Okay, I think we've gotten everything we're going to do profitably this turn. And again, I'm just checking my naval stuff. We did do that. Okay. The German paratroopers deploy at Hamburg. That was that one. IRA attacks Dublin's Phoenix. I would have preferred them just have that in a black and white photo to match their others. You can use the modern photograph if that's the best you have. Sure, no problem, JP. Yes, Polish Corps, first Polish Corps is formed in France. One of the Polish divisions escapes out to Britain, just for your information. Another Polish division basically escapes into Switzerland and is interned for the duration of the war in Switzerland. Okay, they were able to get some reinforcements, but at least it wasn't back up to level 10, so we'll be able to hammer that some more. Our Italian allies are informing us of a heavy cruiser moving through here. And thank you for attacking me, it helps a lot. I know I didn't attack it, I probably should have. Yeah, I should have. Yeah, it was a mistake on my part. I forgot that one. I was meant to do that. I could have eliminated it. Yeah, I make mistakes. No problem, JP. You got things to take care of, do so. Axis raiders disrupt the South African convoys. Weygand becomes French CNC and calls on France to invoke the spirit of 1789 and 1914. Yeah, they want to chop everybody's heads off? Really? What the hell's going on here? I've been praising their AI and I just see them abandoning the front. Okay, so they've lost a bunch of disrupted South African convoy. Okay, the whole of our proposed aircraft carrier Graf Zeppelin is currently waiting completion. $25 MPP. I'm gonna go no. I'm gonna go no. Okay, Foreign Minister Grazioni, Commander-in-Chief of the Italian Army, we can deploy. Yeah, we want to do that. I know it's sort of dooming them. Okay, so this is our other paratrooper unit, because we got the one in Hamburg. Let's drop this one down here. Okay, so there. Now, so we're not forgetting, we're doing our Navy now. Okay. I think that's just going to be a little too close. So let's block that. You guys come down to here. Let's see about here, that may get attacked. You come out to sea down here. You come out, see down to there. You guys come all the way down to here. Block them down here. Again, I personally... Yeah, this event system is working okay. I do like the Hearts of Iron event system better. And having worked in it, I know it better. But I like it better from everything, not just because I know it better. Okay, so... but the idea of the events are very good, and I'm glad they're doing that. Okay, again, I don't worry about how, so long as I'm, you know, making relatively smart decisions, I'd rather play a cat and mouse game with them on some of this stuff than pound them every turn and having them sink my submarines and commerce raiders out there. Okay, let's jump back over to China here. Carrier airstrike. Ooh, that hit him hard. And let's hit another carrier airstrike. Hit him hard. Oop. That actually takes them out. Wow. Okay. Okay, so we got that now. You guys come up to here. You can march to there. Yeah, I think we'll do that. You come to there. Okay. That's good. Now, bomb there. No, this is Nanning. Nanking or Nanjing is over here. The former nationalist capital is over here, but Nanning is down here. Yeah, they're all similar sort of names. Okay. let's... Okay, either too far, you know, they're just bad weather, they can't operate. Okay. Oh, you were joking. Okay. Defensive artillery. And so we didn't quite bash them as hard as we thought we might. Or I thought I might, but okay. That's good. Now, here. Okay, we can get to here, so that we can get him down to here. So, he goes to here. He comes up to here. Okay. They can get down to here. I can actually get down to there. That would probably be worth it. Let's send you to there. You come down to here. You come down to there. We've got a lot of army moving that way. You guys can just come to there. Oh, you get to occupy there, and you get to occupy Harbin. You get to come up to there. Okay, so now we still have units moving to... See, we need one more garrison unit because I need to move out those 3 units, and I got 2 more that aren't sitting on useful spots. So I need one more garrison unit up north, which will be one of these guys. So, on board ship, come to here, land, march north. On board ship. Let's come down to here and get off ship. That way you will be able to eventually... I want to keep him here instead of trying to move him to either one of these spots because I want to reinforce him next turn. Hopefully we'll be in good enough supply to do that. Okay, so I want to push ahead forward, or forward deeper. I want to garrison the back of this, so let's come here with that. And you guys get on board boats as well. There we go. That way we will be able to, as we push deeper and deeper in, we'll be able to better handle things. Hopefully. Okay. Well. Yep, we have escorts. Hopefully. Shoot them. Okay, -2. Okay, -1. Very good. Okay, so that's the best attack. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, that's right. Do that, and then click here and hit shift. Okay, so that's pounded him. Now, we're going to take these guys from here, and they're going to bombard here. They retreated, so that tells me sort of what I'm not going to do, because this guy was going to switch with them or use them to kill this guy, and he didn't die. Damn. No, I'm not going to do that. Oh, can't reinforce. Oh, you also need to get on shore too. There we go. There we go. Yeah, you're holding there. No point in really attacking over there. Okay. So we're in January 1940. And all that's nice and snowy, so we're going to stay away from invading the Low Countries. It can wait a turn to go after Copenhagen, or it may just wait for the event for Norway to fire. Now we have more stuff we can do. Okay, it's going to become harder to reinforce these guys once they get to North Africa, so we're gonna, that's where I'm planning on sending them. We're gonna do that. And down here, let's see. Okay, we can't do that yet. Move you to there, and you to there. I like that a little better. Sure thing, Rick. Have a good night. Glad you showed up. Okay, yeah, Italy, 109. Get these heavy cruisers fully worked up. Reinforced, however you want to say that. Okay. Now, for Germany. Purchase. I think one more fighter. Okay, yeah, and for Italy, I mean not Italy, Japan, sorry, what do I want to do for Japan? I don't want to overinvest in land warfare because eventually we're going to be operating out and around in many other places. Now we will see here is Japan. A lot of these special forces are basically marine island invasion type units, so they're going to be showing up to help with all of that, hopefully well enough. And I have not played far enough into this game to know the island hopping and, you know, taking out Indonesia and whatnot, whether that's all going to be happening by events or if I've got to fight this out. We'll see. But I like these. I like maritime bombers. So we'll do naval weaponry. Yeah, naval weaponry. How much more is long-range aircraft? Yeah, I think that's good because the distance and the island. So we'll do that. And I also want some heavy artillery. So yeah, let's do that. We'll spend that. The heavy artillery may come in very handy for some of this China besieging type work that we may have in the near future, so that will be good. And well, I'm looking here, well, that's 8, so let's, where do we want to do? Okay, how much do we, okay, 92. Let's see about advanced tanks. Can we do advanced tanks? How much is that going to cost us? 25. Yeah. I think that would be a good option. Those tanks will be a critical element of our drive west. And buy some of the stuff I should. Infantry weapons. How much is that going to cost us? 25. Okay, that'll be good. Yeah, I think this time spent is good with that. And yeah, I think it is at least mostly time to let the allies, not that there couldn't be some more tinkering on the edges. Well, let's get these guys ready to drop if we need to. Okay. Let's watch the allies have their turn at us. Okay, Chinese morale suffers from the loss of Nanning. French Indochina is alarmed by Japanese conquest of Nanning. Survivors from Nanning reform their unit in Chongqing. China's international trade is severed by the loss of Nanning. Okay, so that hopefully is crippling their MPP abilities to some degree. Not that they won't be able to do that, but keep them from just either constantly reinforcing every division or corps and army or whatnot, and keep them from building out way too many units. That was a stupid mistake. Don't know if that was, but we'll see on that one. Leaving that there is a mistake. Yeah, they moved it out via train. Spent the MPP on it. And they're cruising up. And they're bombarding my garrison troops. We've got a real force coming. Thank you for attacking. I do appreciate it. Yeah. Now that isn't nice. Oh, thank you for attacking the garrisons and not the aircraft. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maybe I can cut you off now. We'll see about that. We're gonna have to shift the aircraft. Shift this garrison, I think. I don't know what the French subs are doing off the Italian coast. We're at peace. Is that just a flag waving exercise? You normally, unless it's a Sarkuf, you normally don't do a lot of that. British celebrate the capture of the Altmark in Norwegian waters. Yes, the Altmark had a bunch of British prisoners from ships. Okay, disrupt the convoys. Okay, 13, 10, and 2. Man, well, 2 is not much, but still it's nice to hurt them a bit. Okay, just so that you know, and I know I've mentioned this before, so if you've watched all this, you already know. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact divided up Poland. And if I click on this, it goes away, so I don't want to do it. It can't move the map. But what is it? The Vistula River. Basically, the original Soviet borders were going to be further west in Poland than what they were. But the Baltic states, Estonia and Latvia were going to be in the Soviet sphere, and Lithuania was going to be in the German sphere. So there was actually plans and actual moving of the Volksdeutsch, the German folk, from Estonia and Latvia to Germany. Before and after the German or the Soviet occupation of that, there were actually two programs going on with that. There wasn't in Lithuania because Lithuania was originally, like it says, going to be part of the German sphere. But because Germany did push so fast and so deep into Poland, they got to the Brest-Litovsk and whatever that river there is where they sort of met the Soviets. So they readjusted that border. The big chunk of Poland stayed in the German sphere, and Germany gave up Lithuania. So we're going to say no. We're going to go with the historical path. So we're going to allow the Soviets to have it. I'm just trying to keep them sweet, keep them nice and happy with me. We'll put you here, and Garibaldi. Yep, there's a good spot, and another Italian corps. And we're going to end the episode, not the live stream, guys, but the episode here. I want to thank you all for watching. thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And I really love hearing from you. So please post questions, comments, suggestions, tips. See you next time for more historical gaming. Okay, so let's save this just so we can come back to it later. OP2. So we know this is sort of the second Let's Play through path with this, so we don't get confused when I come back later. Okay, guys, your screen's going to go black. We're going to change over to a different game. So don't worry, your screen is black, yeah, but I'm just changing games. I'm not going anywhere. Do you really want to quit? Yes, we're quitting Strategic Command. I want to show off. It's a game I think there's only 1 or 2 videos up on that they've added something new to it, and I haven't played with the new thing. I like this game. It's fun. It's different. Don't know how many of you are going to like it, but I'd at least like you to take a look at it. I mean, don't buy it. I'm not trying to sell you the game. If it's not your kind of game, don't get it, and that's the whole point. But I sort of like the idea of the game here. Let's move that up to here, and you, I think, should be starting to come back soon to having a picture going with my audio. Soon, hopefully. No, it's not liking that. Okay, well maybe let's just do the desktop. Okay, you can see that. Hold fast, Nations at War, you should be seeing here. And we're gonna hit play with this, and we're gonna look for a server, preferably in the US, that has low latency and not too many people on it. Yeah, let's go here. Let's connect. This is Hold Fast, Nations at War. This is a first-person shooter set in the Napoleonic Wars. And I don't know what nation I'm supposedly playing as right now, what I have set as. Probably should have paid more attention to that, but okay. They recently added mobile cannons and whatnot, so I don't know that we're going to play that, but I want to sort of take a look at this. So don't go anywhere even just yet if it's not. I'm not necessarily going to play this very long, but I did want to show it to you guys. Okay, we're going to, yeah, okay, we're doing France and Prussia. We're going to go with Prussia. Now let's see what type of officers we currently... Rifleman is available. Okay, we're going to go with a Jaeger. We're going to be a Jaeger. Okay, so yeah, let me plug in my headphones on this one. It's gonna cause reverb, I think, with all that going on. Okay. No, you're not getting the audio this way. No, we're going to unplug it. Audio device. Okay, hopefully that won't be too bad. I don't like when people that. Okay, now we're going to go escape back. Okay, so let's move towards the enemy here. Oh, we're victorious already. Okay, well, we entered this round late. Okay, so, oh, they're victorious. The French, okay. You see the map duration, battlefield, game mode, army, battlefield. So, okay, new map. This is a different first-person shooter. It's team play, as opposed to, you know, now we get a chance between Britain and France, and we're going to rifleman again. Okay, so we want to go control those points. And so you can hear over the thing people that you're nearby. We're a 95th Rifleman of the Napoleonic era. We're moving sort of towards the French, but we're moving off to the flank a bit. They've done a very good job with this. The big thing they don't have is cavalry. So there's not the impotence to... Okay, that was a bad shot. Well, maybe too long range. Now we need to reload. Yes, basically it's sharp. Oh, and I got shot by him. Okay. And so back at it. Back at our respawn area. This guy, this has been new, and I haven't played with this since they've added back mobile artillery. He's an artilleryman, gets to move the cannon to shoot. Gets it up close, of course. No, is it? Yeah, this gets me looking down the rifle barrel, so we're back to this version. Yes, I've read all of the Sharp books, IKB. I'm not just seen the series, seen the TV series. I think we talked about this before, maybe, but yeah, big Sharp fan. That's sort of why I like this. Big Sharp fan. If you've read the books. Move into the cover of the tree here. Crouch down. Let's go first person. Hopefully get a better aiming point, maybe. Oh. Hold it just a second. Why am I still crouched? I don't know that we got shot. Damn. My key bindings change. I don't know. Okay, now we're moving again quicker. Yep, we see that I got shot up there. Now the idea of this, which I've only seen in demonstrations, is that we're like supposed to, at least the regulars are supposed to form up in a line, move, do volley fire, and all of that kind of stuff. Well, that doesn't seem to happen much because of there isn't horse out there, because horses are, you know, cavalry. Damn, who? Oh, I got shot by a big blast of you know, grape shot or canister from a cannon. Yeah, I know you're just watching me die, and that may not be the most fun thing. Research body armor attack, yeah. They don't have that back then. Well, they did for cuirassiers, for horsemen that could stop a pistol bullet. Probably not a rifle bullet. But, it was the cavalry that really forced people to form up in lines and move in that manner. Okay, we're gonna see about moving a little bit faster. Not pause so much. So let's see if we can get into this building right there in front of us. Instead of pausing and looking around. Is that my body? Probably. Okay. Backspace. Okay. Stairs. Can we see anybody through these orchards? No? Okay. Okay, see, like there, I fired a miss. Reloading. And we're back.
Bonjour, mes amis. I am a traveling French. No, wait, I am British. That is correct.
I get a shot out there. Didn't look good. Oh, please don't get me demonetized. There we go. Oh, damn. Yep, you're not watching me hit many people. They used to have a better aiming for, I thought, for a rifle. More precise? I don't know. We'll see. I want to more precise aiming. I don't know why he's standing here. He's an officer. And you can be a flag bearer and a pipe and a musician. Okay, I see all you French out there, but I don't want to take the shot. Seems like too far away. Reload. I missed, yes. And I missed again. Reload. So yeah, this is a little bit slower than running around with machine guns, obviously. Reload. I think I need to steady myself a little more. There we go. I got a kill finally. Yay. Used to do a little better with this. Haven't played it in a while. Bunch of French out there leaping around. And leaping does make it a little harder for you to hit. Well, we won this one. Yeah, well. Respawning. I have played it. I'm actually sort of part of a team, whatever. I have played it as that, and when you play it as with a group that you try to keep something of a formation, something of that, it's a lot more fun, at least for me playing it. Don't know about you guys watching AS Britain. And I like being a rifleman. Let's do it. There's only, you can see the number of slots available for each type per group. 6 max for these guys. Oh. See, I gotta leave this guy because you hear sounds approximately where you are. So I'm going away because demonetized me from playing other, well, that may be really bad music that they wouldn't notice, but the bots. Now he's playing some sort of music or something. People. Okay, sorry about that. Sabaton. And miss the drummer. Oh. Yeah, Sabaton's cool, but it doesn't sound good over this, and you're gonna get me demonetized if it recognizes it. I wouldn't mind piping it through in a nice quality now, but damn, how did I miss you? You can kill musicians. I'm willing to kill a musician here. Having a friendly musician near you is quite helpful. Okay, oh, okay, it's steadying more. There we go. There we go. That's new to the game for me. Used to either moving or still, but it didn't like. Oop, another guy got me in the back. Okay, well. Okay, so I gotta move to a place, stop, aim, steady, fire. Good to know. Move to the sound of the guns. Away from the sound of the music. Reload, back up and reload, back up and reload. Riflemen don't have bayonets, but you can switch to a sword. Like you can see the other guy over there using his. Go away from me, Sabaton guy. Go away. I like the music, but go away. Go away, go away. Ah, I didn't steady. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Oh, I'm not going to back up fast enough. I should have switched over to the sword. Okay. So, and yes, I know this isn't the game for most of you, but there we go. Okay, so I really got to pause, reload, back up before he can get some with the bayonets. Reload, reload, reload. Oh, good. Oh, I got him. There's a French dude right there. Somehow I missed him. Oh, and I didn't do well slashing him either. Maybe he's particularly good at slashing, I don't know.
Oh boy. Oh, we're gonna get him. Oh yeah.
And they have nice smoke effects and everything. Okay, well, one more life and then we're quitting. And then play. I'm sorry you couldn't stay around, but then some. Or okay, well, there it is. Okay. Okay. Disconnect. Yes, we're disconnecting. No, there. At least on most maps, there's no friendly fire kills. Okay, we're gonna go back to black here as I change. Though that is normally friendly fire is disabled IKB, so and there's just enough jerks out there, and you know that would do that as a plan as opposed to just being careless. I can deal with careless, you know, because it's a realistic thing, but how much I think we would see stuff. Well, we're starting black guys. It'll take a moment. Loading, 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 maps, sprites. Okay, initializing map. Logic. Loading flags and still loading flags. Hopefully that's all working right. Nope, it crashed on me, damn it. Starting that again, because I interrupted that. Yeah, you're still seeing the black screen, but I'm still here. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Loading databases again. And we have a very noisy motorcycle leaving. There we go, creating world. Okay, single player. You should be seeing something very soon now on your screen. Yeah. Okay. Now the game you'll be seeing, there's 2 episodes, so if you want to go back and watch them, you know, when they're released on YouTube, that have been jumped past from what we're going to be starting at now. Okay, adopting history. Okay, good. Okay, so how are we doing with our production? We need to reinforcements there. Okay, got a lot of cruisers coming, some more destroyer escorts. Fairly well. And we have another division there. Oh, that's right, we're having our tour of where I place the divisions. Group cruise up here next. Rebase. Okay, so we have, what is this division here? Okay, good infantry division, reasonably good. Yeah, 31, I think we'll drop that there. 54 will do. We just actually have 4 here. 6. 6 is 256s. There's 54, right there. Let's drop 54 into 54. Make it even more symmetrical. Though I don't know that these regiments really have anything to do with which ones were assigned to that historically. And let's get a decent commander for him, but not too good. And be commanding an infantry division. Hills, jungle rat. I'm almost getting out a lot of the jungle. We don't really need to go north into the... Yeah, okay, we'll take him. Okay, now, before we start the episode, we've got liners here, but got a lot of divisions here. A few divisions here, plus garrison type troops. Okay, there's our invasion units there. Okay, let's send these guys down to here. They're going to become the escort for that. Okay, those guys have 2 destroyers and a bunch of CLs. Yeah, these guys are a bit messed up and they need more destroyers too. So, let's send these guys. How big is the port here? port's pretty big in Rubal. Okay. So we're going to send you to Rubal. We base up to Rubal. And we're going to send Destroyer Group down to Rubal to reinforce that. Now we only have 2, and we could use some more there. So let's. I think Rubal is going to become our meetup spot here. Shift it over to that. Okay. These guys, they're going to come up. Also to meet up there, get some more destroyers in their group. That will be helpful. Now we have a lot more. Oh, you need to stop doing whatever you're doing because you're about wiped out. Okay. Okay. How many level 1 air base? Air base level 2. So let's move these guys up here to get rebuilt at a base that they can be rebuilt at. Now we're going to send this carrier air group down to base out of here. I'll protect this area. Okay, these guys are in good shape, and those guys are as well. Getting ready to take that. Oh, the Thai Navy's out. How useful. Okay, you guys patrol out there. Can you guys patrol out there? Yes. So, now, as I was advised, and I think they're right, we are having supply problems because of revolt risk is happening around in this area, but we are trying to reduce that somewhat with this tour. They have a garrison. Yeah, these garrison units, they're not great on reducing revolt risk. We're going to try to get some proper military police in there, but they at least do something. Okay, so on board. Okay, yeah, we can sort of maybe even wander around. On the Cherry or Angela? Cochin. Rebase to Cochin. I don't want to put another one over here in Mangalore, I think. Garrison units. The garrison units will help, but we are also, I thought, collecting. They're still moving somewhere. Yeah, oh, they're going. Now we're changing your tasking. You're going to come over to here. Base. Here. We want the military police in India. Yeah, you come down to the port down here. And thank you, car alarm. That's really useful. How well you're hearing it. Okay, we need to move some of these military police and other units. Okay. Sorry, this isn't terribly fascinating. Normally what I keep off of the air is some of this work of getting units organized. Okay, that's the Marine Division. That's going to get specialized light armor, because I don't think they have that yet. But now they have specialized light armor. Is good. These guys, not that they could use it or couldn't use it, but what we want to do here is get Air and those down here could use some of that stuff. So let's, yeah, we got that. Okay, so get on board, get on board. Yeah. Just transport down there because we want to add airborne mixed support to each of those. That's what we want to do. So we've got a lot of military police there. Let's send you to there. Those guys. Okay, now do we have... Is it not been able to make it into here? I keep moving them. Somebody keeps sending a submarine or something in there that blocks their movement. Okay, you need supplies. Are you getting supplies coming in? No, you're not anymore. Thought we had, but maybe not. Hollandia. Okay, create a supply convoy. Go straight out of Tokyo to... Hollandia. Okay. So that works. Get them to get some supplies, keep them moving. Okay, because we're getting ready to go visit Tippett and Jeff and some of the other Australians. I'm gonna land in this area is where I'm thinking of doing that. And pushing down into Australia, maybe with some naval invasions as well. Now, over here, okay, we have, heading that way is an escorted group of more units, and okay, these guys are getting better. These guys here were meant to come on board. Reduce which we need. These guys are junk, we'll leave them there. Okay, well, now that we grab that, oh man, well, let's remove the troops. That allow me to, oh yeah, that's what I need to do. I want to get rid of this, let this organize up a little better. Wow, it's a good division there. A relatively good division even here. Rebase, yes. And we have this. Actually, yeah, both of those come down here. Thought about joining them, but I don't think I will. Actually, I think I'm, yeah, no, we're good. We're good with all of this. So, if you can get into those mountains there. Okay, you're attacking here. Actually, we might be able to take this province. You're coming in on the attack. So you help the attack, and you help the attack. They get lots of buffs fighting in their home country, so they're really hard to take down. Combination of mountain warfare stuff and national pride and other things that keep them really sort of strong. And either we gotta take them out, both Bhutan and Nepal, or we've got to garrison their whole border. And the longer the border is, the more we have to garrison. So if we can get it to just down to, I don't know if we'll be able to get their whole stack of stuff that retreats into it. Kathmandu. Well, if we can take Kathmandu, that's their capital. That would be probably take them out of the war. And here, if we can take them out, that would be helpful, but I don't know. Okay, and we can take, well, we'll take a look once we start making the episode. But this is the kind of stuff I normally do in between making episodes. Try to keep the more gameplay flowing a bit. Yeah, that all looks good. I like that. Okay. So let's, we're still dealing with those guys. You deal with these guys. They shouldn't have had that revolt happening. Okay. Looks good. Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3 with Black Ice 9.11, and of course we're playing as Japan, and you already knew that from the description and the thumbnail and all of that, unless you were just randomly clicking around YouTube. So yeah, but I want to spell it out. Okay, so we've defeated them, and take that port. Okay, close air support is improved. Prototypes have improved. Okay. 42. Let's see about doing something else. Got some of those aircraft, but not lots. Let's do twin engine. Okay, we're dealing with some subs and things out here. Okay, well. There's little something we can do about it, but maybe not a whole lot. Some of the escorts and things. Battle of Gulf of Aden. Okay, good. And down here in the fractured zone on the way there, we had another battle and almost lost the Yado. Good thing we got that other light cruiser, anti-aircraft light cruiser out. Those anti-aircraft light cruisers I think really suck in surface-to-surface warfare, but do really well in... You stop advancing, we don't want to reinforce them. Really well in helping defend against air attacks. But if they don't have air attacks and we're just facing surface attacks, yeah, they're not that useful. And they go and engage in surface-to-surface type actions with enemy surface vessels, if I understand the mechanics correctly. Support the attack if they're take out Tibet or Nepal. That's Tibet. Yeah, I know. And we can see things are going fair on the Eastern Front. Fair. Not good, but fair. Now they're going pretty bad in Norway. I think because we can look at the supply map. There's almost no supply for all these troops, and they can't supply overland. I think Germany's run out of transports, and it's probably production clogged with other units that delaying that. That isn't happening well, though we can see the Italians seeming to supply well enough here. But they're doing just fair. They've been pushed back quite a ways. Lots of American forces there now. Okay, so now we're hoping by... Oh, what are you doing? You're going... Okay, yo, you're just a liner, so that's right. Oh, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. Wow. We're worried about that. Let's... Can we invade? No. Worried about this one. Can this one invade here? Yes, okay. We want to invade Port Sudan, and we want to send this as an escort up there. Movement order. Now we're going to, because we're overstressing this base, we're going to send these guys, yeah, with them over to here, I think. Rebase. Are we sending supplies in there? Just make sure, yes, good. Not that great of a port, but it's a little more than what, a one level port here? We're supplying too much out of it. Okay, yeah, come into the forest and help cut off these few units down here. Lack of supplies will be helpful for them, or for us dealing with them. Okay, build off a couple of sub-units from the Australians. Okay, well, they're about to crumble. They're doing fair. They keep having supply problems. And now they come to here. Transport's fine. Oh, Ryan's messaging me. I'll talk to him later. Okay, so we have a revolt here. India. Okay, looks like we're gonna have here or somewhere here. Yeah, here. Let the headquarters staff deals with the partisans. But they did that. Yes. Oh, they're up here. Okay, they're going to the right spot. Will you come up here and protect them? Okay, we've won there. Moving towards there, we've got that. Okay, we've lost very high popularity and we're back to high popularity, which isn't a bad thing, it's just not as good a thing. Okay, electronic computing machines have advanced, which allows research of all kinds of stuff, including proximity fuses, but that is very good, so we're going to presumably stop that because that is probably way too far in advance. Proximity fuses, artillery, I'm guessing here. Proximity fuse 43, and hey, we're in 43, so we're going to do something the Japanese, only the Western Allies had were proximity fuses, and they were very, I don't know, paranoid may not be the right answer because paranoid presumes that there wasn't somebody out to get them, which obviously there was, or it's so there's not that. But also the other thing is maybe overly worried about it because it isn't likely. But basically, the Western Allies, whether it's Britain and or America, refused to issue proximity fuses to anti-aircraft units on the continent, worried that the Germans might capture them and replicate them. So they kept them, using them in Britain to shoot down things like the V1 flying bombs, as well as normally they were night raids by the Germans late in the war against Britain, but they were still doing some of that to use those to better shoot them down. Yes, take another headquarters. And our new ball bearing plant has come online. Very good. We now have specialized buildings to serve the nation. So don't worry about that no longer. We start having that. That should help us out. I was sort of worried about when we built that. I think it will be here now. Oil, refinery, horses, gold. Well, maybe it's not here yet. I don't know. But we hopefully should be seeing the effects there. You're back to here, and now you come over to here. There's one more. No, back over to here. Some of the other elite units and garrisons and maybe move them around a bit. Okay. Ooh, we're facing 3 units, though. One of them's fairly weak. Okay, that's a lot stronger than I was anticipating. Man, they're beat up bad. Okay, I don't want to lose the naval vessels, so you're gonna get on board, and I think you're gonna get on board. You're gonna join this invasion. Hopefully those will do well. I'm really hoping to prod the British to send troops down towards me, is my goal. Because if you look at it, there's nothing really for me to gain going into Sudan. I mean, really? Sudan? What? Why? If I want oil, which I do, going after these locations here, up into here, much better for me to go after the oil there. And well, I should be, and I just haven't gotten you guys going yet. Come after this oil here over the land. But we are going after some oil, that's for sure. But there's no real reason to come here other than to get the British to react to us. The Americans won't, because they're way over here fighting as it is. So now we've had this already damaged unit get pushed out, but they're about ready to join the fight. You come down here. You attack there. Okay, yes. Static division, sure, but we just really want the headquarters. Build a dockyard facility. Well, it looks like we... Now, I want to see. Do we have... Okay, there's ball bearings. Okay, so we got that. So I'm always worried about with these buildings is because I'm playing in such short spurts, whether the clock is going to get reset. Okay, so till November 44, minus 5%. The metal, 20,000. It's not nothing, but I've got that. Money, 14,000. We got that. Got plenty of money. Supplies. Yeah, we got the supplies. So it's the metal, a bit of a question. Then 5%, and then 5% hits on everything else. for a dockyard facility. Yeah, I don't think we have civic momentum, military oil refinery, forces. Yeah, we don't have a dockyard facility. We would like one. Because we're doing such a naval focused game as it is, so we'll do that. Well, let's head north that way. Okay. We want to keep him in charge of this. Oh, let's change leaders. Now, what I'm wondering here is, looks like, yeah, they showed up. Destroyers for everyone, no, but you're getting reinforced with some destroyers to really make you flesh out better. And so are you. So now we have a better naval setup. Okay, so these have a CVL, these have 2 CVs, and somewhere, you know, that's just another BB group with a CVL. Don't we have a, maybe, oh, we had another major, or did they, are they still like out here somewhere? No, oh, okay, no, we can't. Okay, yeah, they're, yeah, okay, yeah, here they are. Okay, yeah, you guys get on board the boats and invade here. We want to just take this out. Get rid of this Australian garrison. I think this will be enough to get ashore, and that's what we need to do. We're gonna do, yeah, okay. Well, don't know how big. Townsville, Carnes, or McKay. Well, if we can land at McKay, we won't have to push south across the river until we get down to here. I don't know that we want to come to Brisbane with, you know, fortified defenses really for our invasion. So we're going to come into here, I think, if we can. Okay, so shore bombardment group here. Move that. Sort of area escort kind of patrol there. Get that going. Yeah, that all looks good. Okay, you support that attack. And we took out a CL, light cruiser, from the French. How are we doing? Okay, yeah, they took a little bit of damage. These guys are getting more and more repaired. I'd like to add them to the mix. But do note, I am just using CVLs there and over here in this far Atlantic. So I have not been using my sort of primary first fleets. These are all been sort of lesser units out there. And that is partially because I don't want to bump into something major and have an unplanned big fight that I get units slaughtered on. Oh, took out a CVL and a CL now. Okay, good. Messed my CAGs up a bit, but yeah. Okay, tall boy bomb, which is a one and done, I believe. Just make sure. Yeah, but because we went back down to just high popularity instead of very high, so we don't quite have as much. Now we do have 2 more divisions coming to help support your invasion. So hopefully you will be able to hold out long enough to take that. Hopefully we don't run into anybody. We should have risked dashing there without proper escort. Okay. On that battle. Okay. Very high velocity guns have advanced, which allows us to get a lot more tech. So, I think we like the armor piercing capped ballistic thing next. Because we're not doing heavy tank destroyers. We're not going to do, well, maybe some of that, but not that. Prefab shipbuilding, okay, that'd be a total of 10% down. Yeah, oh man, I don't like doing that, but yeah, I guess. I think in the long run it'll help us. If we can have a long run on this game. We're trying to help you out, Italy. We're trying, maybe it's too little too late, but we're trying. Didn't I send you back over to here? You don't have any supplies coming in, do you? Why don't you have supplies coming in? Okay, we finally got into there. You're pushing into there. You push into there. Yeah, you can support the attack. You can move up there. Maybe I think we're supposed to move to there. They've already exhausted their attacking potential out. Got just one more division. If we can break that and take them out, they'll lose all of their capacity up north there. You mess with me. Okay, so we're off the coast now with that. Got these guys. Oh, we need to promote you, don't we? More efficient. I don't get how that really affects the game. And we're going to invade next turn. So, next episode. So I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. I really do appreciate that. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And I love seeing you around the way. I know that is that by you posting questions, comments, suggestions, tips, corrections. So, love hearing from you. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron. Okay, let's hit the save button as well. Okay. And I think we're going to end the live stream here. I really had fun chatting with you. I know most of you who were here earlier have gone away, but there's still a few hanging around. So thanks for showing up. Really do appreciate that. We're going to try and get the Japanese fleet into the Mediterranean. Interesting question. I hadn't planned on it. I've got to take several of these provinces here. Quite honestly, I don't think I can. I mean, that's my honest opinion. I would be very willing to do so. Because we see the Romanian fleet moving around out here. We do have, yes, we do have some Japanese out here that are getting bombed right now by American CAG groups. I would be happy to take out some of the fleets here. I would probably try to move... Oh, British landing has happened here. I would try to move some of the better CV fleets. Sure, we can talk for a few minutes after this, IKB. We can chat on Steam, but I very well may. But I think I'm going to provoke a big enough reaction, and my still, most of my mechanized forces are still very tied up in India, and I really sort of want to, if they can break free, I want to move in and occupy all of this. So these are mostly infantry divisions, so I suspect it's going to be sort of a limited operation here, and maybe some more limited operations down here, and moving through Arabia. I doubt I'm going to get both sides of the Suez Canal. But if I can, yeah, I'll happily do that. But I just don't expect to in any great way. Okay, thanks so much, guys. Talk to you in a moment. IKB, but we're ending this now. Thanks so much. See you next time. Maybe a next Sunday show. Don't know how we're going to regulate this for YouTube, but we're still looking at that.